The following horse racing strategies are actually proven to make money. I promise to show you the how, why and where as I explain each of them individually. So in no particular order, positive expected value betting, not to be confused with perceived value punting. I'll leave all that waffle and talk to the pundits on the horse racing channels. Their primary income source is bookmaker advertising, which tells you everything that you need to know. Here I'm talking about real mathematical value within horse racing prices. So as an illustration, if a horse has a 25% chance of winning, its true price is 3 to 1, because mathematically, on average, it will win once if we were to rerun the same situation 4 times. To level stakes, that would mean that we wouldn't win anything, but we wouldn't lose anything either. Now, we can't predict the future, nobody can, a shocking revelation, I know. However, if we bet on the same situation with the same horse at a price of 4 to 1, then we'd be left in profit over the longer term. Simple, right? This is because a 4 to 1 bet in this situation is a positive expected value bet. It's also how Hugh Taylor's tipping column has such an attractive record, but more on that in a previous video linked in the description down below. So now you understand how and why plus EV betting is profitable. Where can you find positive expected value bets in horse racing? Now, I'd love to directly give you a specific time and position for every bet, but with betting odds fluctuating, that is impossible. Focusing on betting odds the night before or on the morning of the event before 10 AM is the easiest place to find positive EV bets. Low quality races at tracks like Lingfield and Wolverhampton are usually prime target because prices are weak and change quickly. Hunting for standout prices that are still available, like this one here with Bet365, is another way to do it too. Also, it's worth mentioning bad each way races, which often provide a positive expected value that's ripe for the exploit. For example, in an 8-horse race that has 2 to 3 short price favourites. There's another video on this channel that breaks that down as an each way betting strategy, again linked in the description down below. However, beating the house is frowned upon, and those greedy bookies will restrict online betting stakes for people making smart bets, although the next betting strategy certainly won't. The reason for this is simple. The strategy involves betting against other betting exchange users instead of the house. It also means that long-term profitability can be a lot higher. It works by pinpointing a horse's repeat behaviour and running style. After all, like humans, horses are creatures of habit. The more repetitive the behavioural habits, the lower the risk this strategy becomes. For example, here, Lochinver has a habit of leading their races with a clear front running style. Just look at the horse's historical behaviour in the running style column on the screen here. And now look at the in-play price drops on the exchanges. The horse's behaviour repeats over and over again, as does this price contraction. The horse's front running advantage means that in-play odds drop pretty quickly. The betting strategy here is to back the horse at the start of the race with the intention of laying it off at a shorter price once it's established that lead. It's a tactical cash out, so it doesn't even matter if the horse goes on to win or lose the race. And this in-play database shows us how often a horse's price drops doing this, which is the best way to find these opportunities on a daily basis in advance. If you want to take things one step further, you can do it the other way around too, snapping up a very large price about a hold-up performer in running. Occasionally you'll see hold-up winners trading at huge prices as they hit that final bend. Now, this betting strategy has personally made me a lot of money over the last decade, and again, you won't get banned or state restricted for doing it. In fact, many have made millions on the betting exchanges doing this. Profits come from a definable advantage based upon changes in human psychology. It's a form of financial trading applied to betting exchange markets before the event even happens, like when your horse drifts from 5 to 1 into 7 to 1, or when there's a late gamble from 4 to 1 down to 2 to 1. It works by backing at the larger price and laying at the lower price. The difference in the middle is where your profit comes from. You just need to know where, when, and why this is right for the exploit. Again, there are repetitive patterns to exploit here, and I don't recommend trying to predict the future. That's just daft. Instead, the best strategy is to react and trade already proven movements as they are happening. There's specific exchange trading tools to help identify trends depending on which exchange you're using. Here's a simplistic example with Geeks Toy Pro for Betfair Exchange. During the countdown to post time, this horse is being disproportionately bet. So the price has started to contract, and I can see that the larger amounts of money are still being matched on the exchange, notably in one direction. By backing for £400 at a price of 3.8, and laying for £440.58 at 3.45 with the use of real-time software tools, I produced a profit of £40.58. A small chunk of the overall price movement between 5.0 and 3.3. So using this betting strategy, I profited from a somewhat predictable pattern without guesswork. How much can be made depends on how big you're willing to stake, how aggressive the price move you're trading is, and how much market liquidity is available. In most cases, it's possible to get £20 to £50 profit out of a race. At bigger meetings like Royal Ascot or Cheltenham, we can make significantly more. However, it does require quite a bit of practice to get good, unlike these last two betting strategies that prove absolutely anyone can make money sports betting. The bookies hate people using them and won't like this video sharing them, so please support the channel via the subscribe button down below. Thank you. Racing strategy number 4 is used in many different ways by many different people, including some of the biggest horse racing tipsters. Much like the first betting strategy on my list, it's reliant on finding betting odds that are bigger than the betting exchange prices, known as arbitrage opportunities. By backing the horse with a bookmaker and betting against the same bet on the exchange simultaneously, we're able to instantly lock in a profit, regardless of the result. Here's an illustration. My Honeybee is available at 3-1 with Bet365, which is 4.0 in decimal odds. And at the same time, it's also available to lay on Betfair Exchange at a price of 3.8. If we bet for My Honeybee with Bet365 and bet against My Honeybee on the exchange, the two outcomes cancel out any risk, leaving a profit because of the price differences. Simple. As an illustration, a £50 stake at 4.0 returns a £150 profit, but carries a risk of 50 quid, whereas a lay at 3.8 of £52.63 only carries 147.36. Now, this example only has a tiny margin, but it's clear to understand. How much can be made is limited by how many betting accounts you have and how quick the sportsbook state restrict us for doing this. There are frequent opportunities within horse racing odds to use it each and every day, but each arb isn't open for long. So like the previous suggestion, it's best to use some software and be quick, which leads me on to our final horse racing betting strategy, because this strategy is the simplest of all, and there are many different ways to use it. Money made on a per bet basis isn't massive, but with around 9,800 horse races a year, profits soon add up. The strategy involves betting on the horses while simultaneously betting against them on the exchange, like the previous strategy, except the objective is to qualify for promotional concessions like best odds guaranteed, extra place bonuses and money back offers without taking a risk. Once you've got the bonus, you can repeat the process to secure a no-risk profit. There's a video here in the end screen explaining how you can do this with 5 different offer types. Check it out now. Thanks for watching.